Welcome back to our channel Royal Coin Value. Today, let's talk about a very interesting and mysterious coin, the 1965 Washington quarter. Now, if you're thinking it's just a regular quarter, think again. In 1965, something major happened in American coinage history. Before this year, quarters were made of 90% silver. But in 1965, the US Mint decided to stop using silver because it was getting too expensive. They switched to a cheaper metal, a mix of copper and nickel. So, from that year forward, quarters were no longer made with silver. But here's where it gets interesting. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on 1964 silver planches. That means a few silver quarters from 1965 still exist, and they are worth a lot of money. We're talking hundreds, even thousands of dollars, depending on condition, weight, and other factors. If you ever find a 1965 quarter, the first thing you should do is weigh it. A regular copper-nickel quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver quarter will weigh around 6.25 grams. So, grab a digital scale and check it. If it's heavier, congratulations, you might be holding a rare silver-era coin. Now let's talk about mint marks. The 1965 quarter has no mint mark because during that year, the US Mint removed mint marks from all coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. So, whether it was made in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, you won't see any mint mark on it. Even regular 1965 quarters in excellent condition, like MS-65 or higher, can sell for $15 to $50 or more. And in mint state condition with full drum lines, collectors pay a good price. One more thing, there are also rare errors, like double die obverse, off-center strike, clipped planchette. These types of errors can add extra value to your coin. So next time you get change from a store or find some old coins in your drawer, don't ignore the 1965 quarter. You could be holding a little piece of American coin history, and maybe even a small fortune. Let's go even deeper into the story of the 1965 Washington quarter. Most people don't know this, but 1965 was not just a year of change, it was a year of chaos for coin collectors. Imagine this, for years, people had been collecting silver coins. The 1964 quarter was the last official silver one. But in 1965, everything changed. The mint started making quarters with a copper-nickel clad composition. It was cheaper and more practical, but it looked almost the same. This change confused people. Some didn't even realize that silver was gone. But collectors, they were paying attention. And here's the catch, the US Mint was under pressure. They were behind on production. So some leftover silver planches from 1964 accidentally got used in 1965, meaning a few silver quarters from that year actually exist. They were not supposed to happen. That makes them extremely rare. Now think about this. You're holding a 1965 quarter. It's old, worn, looks regular. But unless you weigh it, you'll never know what it's really worth. Every year, more of these rare silver 1965 quarters are being discovered, sometimes from old coin jars, garage sales, or even change from the grocery store. Now let's talk about condition. If you've got a 1965 quarter that looks clean, sharp, and almost new, it might be in what's called mint state. And mint state coins are graded on a scale, MS-60, MS-63, MS-65, and higher. MS-60 might sell for $10 to $15. MS-65 can go for $30 to $50 or more. Anything MS-67 or above is super rare and highly collectible. Also, the 1965 quarter has no mint mark, remember? That's because the US Mint removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967 to discourage hoarding during the silver shortage. Let's not forget about errors. Even a tiny error like a misaligned die or off-center strike can boost the coin's value. And some errors, like double dies, where the coin's design is slightly doubled, are sought after by serious collectors. So what should you do if you find a 1965 quarter? First, don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce value. Second, weigh it. If it's close to 6.25 grams, you might be looking at silver. Third, look at the edges. A normal 1965 quarter shows a copper edge. A silver one won't, it'll be all silver color on the edge. And finally, if you're not sure, take it to a coin shop or send it for grading. You never know, that old quarter in your hand might be worth way more than 25 cents. So next time someone says, it's just change, remember, in the coin world, change can be very valuable. Stay tuned to Royal Coin Value for more rare coin secrets and stories. Don't forget to subscribe and share if you love coin collecting like we do. In today's video, we'll be taking a closer look at the 1972 Kennedy half dollar. We'll talk about its history, composition, mintage, key features, and what affects its current market value. Let's begin. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964, just months after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. It replaced the Franklin half dollar and became an immediate tribute to the late president. By 1972, the coin had been in circulation for nearly a decade. Earlier versions, such as the 1964 half dollar, were made of 90% silver. However, from 1971 onward, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition for regular circulation coins. So, the 1972 half dollar contains no silver content and is made from copper-nickel over a copper core. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar was produced at 3 different mints. No mint mark for Philadelphia. D for Denver. S for San Francisco. Here are the approximate mintage numbers. Philadelphia, no mint mark over 153 million coins. Denver, D around 141 million coins. San Francisco, S over 3 million coins, proof only. Coins from the San Francisco Mint were only made for collectors in proof sets and not released for general circulation. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of President Kennedy. It was designed by Gilroy Roberts. The reverse shows the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparro, featuring a heraldic eagle with a shield, olive branch, and arrows. Both sides are surrounded by inscriptions including Liberty, In God We Trust, United States of America, and half dollar. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar is not considered a rare coin. Most examples found in circulation are worth around face value, or slightly above, typically between 50 cents and $1.50. However, higher-grade uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS-65 and above by PCGS or NGC, can sell for $10 to $25 depending on the market. The 1972 S-proof version is more desirable among collectors, especially if it has deep cameo contrast and is in perfect condition. Prices for proof coins can range from $5 to $15 or higher, depending on quality. While there are no major known varieties for this year, some collectors have found minor errors including off-center strikes, die cracks, double die obverse or reverse. These errors are uncommon but can add value if verified by a grading service. The 1972 Kennedy half dollar is a common coin, but it still holds historical and collectible interest. Its value depends largely on condition, mint mark, and whether any errors are present. If you have one in good shape or with unusual features, it may be worth having it evaluated. In this video, we'll explore the 1972 Eisenhower $1 coin. Let's begin. The Eisenhower dollar was first minted in 1971 and was issued in honor of President Dwight D. Eisenhower and the Apollo 11 moon landing. The coin was produced until 1978, and it was the first dollar coin issued by the U.S. Mint after the peace dollar ended in 1935. It was designed by Frank Gasparro. The obverse, front, of the coin features a portrait of President Eisenhower. The reverse, back, shows an eagle landing on the moon, holding an olive branch, representing the Apollo 11 mission insignia. This symbolic design connects both the president's military legacy and America's space achievements. Most 1972 Eisenhower dollars made for circulation were minted in copper-nickel clad. However, there were special collector's versions made in 40% silver. These were not released for general circulation and were only sold by the U.S. Mint in special sets. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar was minted at 3 locations. Philadelphia, no mint mark. Denver, D mint mark. San Francisco, S mint mark, proof and silver versions only. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 75 million coins. Denver produced over 92 million. And the San Francisco Mint produced both proof coins and 40% silver collector's editions. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar from Philadelphia has 3 reverse design varieties, known as Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3. These types refer to differences in the design of the earth behind the eagle on the reverse of the coin. Type 1 has a flattened earth with weak details. Type 2 shows a more detailed earth with fewer islands. It is the rarest of the 3 and was only used briefly. Type 3 has improved earth details and became the standard later in the year. Type 2 is the variety collectors watch for, as it's much harder to find and therefore more valuable. A standard 1972 Eisenhower dollar in circulated condition is usually worth around $1 to $3 depending on where. Uncirculated coins can bring $5 to $15, and certified high-grade coins in MS65 or better may go for $50 or more, especially for Type 2. The Type 2 reverse is the most sought after. In mint state, it can be worth $200 to $500 or more, depending on condition and market demand. Silver versions and proof coins also carry higher premiums, particularly in original packaging or graded by services like PCGS or NGC. There are some known errors for this year, including off-center strikes, double die obverse, clipped planches. While not common, these error coins can fetch higher values among collectors. The 1972 Eisenhower dollar is a large, heavy coin that marked a special time in U.S. history. While many are common and hold low value, certain varieties and well-preserved coins can be worth significantly more. If you have a 1972 Ike dollar, it's worth checking which type it is and what condition it's in. Thanks for watching Royal Coin Value. For more coin insights, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss our next update.